In this video, we're going to describe strategies for changing descriptions dynamically. Currently, we're looking at a query over the production bill of materials table in AdventureWorks, and you can see that we've got labels here for the descriptions, but our problem is that these descriptions can be changed and customized by the end user, and we know there's a table in the database where those descriptions are kept. What we want to do is grab those descriptions and dynamically change the descriptions that appear on the queries. So I'm going to show that process. First of all, I'll show you the table where the descriptions are kept. So here's the table. There's two columns. First one is the actual name of the field, and the second is the description. What we're going to do is we're going to write a query that pulls out those two columns, and those results are going to be pulled into the metadata and stored as state values. And when you create a state value, the first column is the name of the state value, and the second column is the value. So you can see I've put a prefix on the front of the code column, so that I have a nice variable name, in essence, for the descriptions that I want to pull into Studio. So I've done this SQL statement. I'm going to copy that and go into Studio, and I'm going to call up the processes, and on startup I'll double click that. Now I'll hit new process item, and on this item I'm going across to the category, and I'm going to select SQL state values, and down here I'm going to paste in the SQL statement. What this is going to do is, on the start up of the metadata for that particular project, it's going to run this SQL statement, and it's going to collect the data set and store it in memory, and then you can access those values and substitute the values for the descriptions. So I've put in the SQL statement. Now I'm going to go back to the table and click on product assembly ID and click on the description and have a look. Currently it's associated with the dictionary. I no longer need the dictionary because I'm going to dynamically change the description. So I'll detach it from the dictionary, and when you detach it, it turns into a static description, and that's not what I want. I want to change it. So to reference the state values, you need to put in curly brackets equals and then the name of the column that you created for that value. In this case, it's field customize minors, and then it was prod assembly ID, close brackets. So I'll just click OK there, and I'll also do the same for start and end date. So I'll detach it from the dictionary and put in the control tag value. You'll know if you've got the right control tag because it'll turn purple. So that's start, and I'll do the same for end. Detach it from the dictionary and copy in the name of the column. Okay, so let's save that and go back into the query test tool and have a look at the names of these particular fields. we'll select the bill of materials, and you can see now that the descriptions have changed. And if I flick back to the SQL statement that I wrote, you can see there's the names of the state values and there's the descriptions, and they correspond with what's happening when we select the table for bill of materials in the query definition window. This same principle can be applied to tables or anywhere where a description applies. Just some other notes on the descriptions. Combinations can be done. So for example, I'll just go back to the start date. You can see we've got in purple the state value that we're substituting in there. We can combine it with other text, for example, hello world, and of course we can do combinations of control tag state values. And not only that, you can do conditional logic as well. For example, if a particular control tag value says, let's say 1 is the version of the product that you're writing over, if it's version 1, show this description, otherwise show that another description. It's also useful when users have preferential settings where depending on their role they want to see certain terminology and other users see other terms. So that's a brief overview of descriptions.